While some of our team enjoy the off time after punching a tag, for the rest of us, we're right on the cusp of the halfway point. The middle of November is an energizing time to be a hunter, and that's where we find ourselves in this story. Already having 2 great bucks down so far, Mike Reed's attention is shifting right where it's been all season, back to the woods. Exchanging the bow for a camera, it's now time for daughter Bella Reed to embark on her first ever bow hunt. Perfectly timed, this opens up the door for Rye Ludwig to set out on his redemption tour for the Arnold buck, who just showed up for the first time since the close call a few days before. Like Rye, my attention is refocused on the buck I've been hunting all season. For some, this time of the year is a dreaded mystery, with a buck's whereabouts being random based on the doe he might be following. My hopes rely on this exact exchange, and with the Droptine's frequency on the property increasing, I must find the right spot to be. Gavin Katurba's season has been chock full of close calls, but with the team's surge in success, he carefully selects when to hit the woods, trying to find the delicate balance of work and hunting. With both the bladed 8 and 6x5 fueling his thoughts, soon he will resume the chase. And though he's the only one who hasn't actually seen the buck he's hunting, resuming his quest for the Junkyard buck is Kaleb Greiner. On the morning of November 14th, Kaleb is back on stand, enjoying fiery hot action as the sun cracks the horizon.
Well, it's a heck of a way to start out the day. That Droptine buck, we need to find a name for him, but something along the lines of angry and mean, because when he does reach maturity someday, he is going to be a mean old buck. He'll be a fun one to hunt. I think that was a better snort wheeze than the other day. Shane and I were talking about that. That was pretty cool. So, man, yesterday's movement, was very, very slow midday, and honestly, I should have been sitting corn, sitting some kind of food source or closer to food. I've said this farm's about 400 acres in size, and I would say over half of it is just corn, standing corn right now. I know the corn's coming out next week, early next week, and I know that I want to get a couple more stands up. So if the movement's going to be slow, I think I'm going to take this time to get a couple more stands hung. It's a lot of work trying to get all these stands hung in here. It's a mile access all the way back in here. It's a long ways in, so just be a lot of stuff to do first thing in the morning in the dark. So we'll get everything done today. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be warm still, but I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Casey's coming down as well. Pretty eager to see it come together.
Kaleb decides on his next move. 80 miles to the northeast, I'm headed back to the permission farm, continuing the quest for Droptine.
All right, well, we are doing something that I typically don't do, and that is going to be, we're going to drive all the way right to the tree that we will effectively be hunting this deer out of. A couple of reasons why. Number one, like I've talked about quite often, the landowner is very active on the property. And number two, leave a lot less ground scent. So I am literally gonna leave the truck running. We're gonna hang these two stands and we're gonna get on out of here. I'm telling you, this is the spot. I really think we have a chance of killing them. Thick bedroom right here. You know, this is just a wind set, and we can get in here clean with these access trails. You heard Owen talk about those. And yeah, I think this is gonna be the spot, guys. All right, well, November 14th here, and making a move on this Droptine deer. Getting 2 Hawk Helium Pros hung in this big tree, and there's actually an old stand in here from however many years ago, but I'm getting them walking this alleyway right here. It's a big path that connects 2 bedding areas, and I think what he's doing on a northwest wind, or north winds in general, walking this path, searching for does, and he's able to wind scent check this whole bedding area on the path of least resistance. It's pretty dang thick in there, and so we're gonna try to use this against him, and next time be the camera, not wait for those photos. It's hot, but it's a great day to get this done. Got the truck right below, which is atypical for what I do. Don't want to be intrusive, so hopefully this is the tree stand that pays off for us big. I might try to get my stand right over here, and then Alex off the backside so that he can film, but I do need to figure that out because I want to make sure that we're able to shoot him. And we're talking like a 5-10 yard shot. So it's a little closer than I'd like, but we'll see if we can make this work. All right, well, both of these stands are hung, and it took a little bit longer than I wanted just because we had to redo the second stand. I originally had set it on the opposite chute, and long story short, when I started thinking about where he's coming from, where I expect my shot, it would have been a very severe quartering to shot, whereas if I move the stand right here, you know, that window opens up a lot better. Feels good, great spot. We'll come right in off this hill and hopefully kill this Droptine next week. Mom's not here, no matter how high you get. shot 20, 30, 40, 50 in this wind. And I'm telling you, I've never really shot a bow. This is the Alpha X. I've never shot a bow better, and I don't take that or say that lightly. I mean, I've had this thing for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks, but really just got it dialed in a few days ago, and I mean, I'm very confident with the bow, that's for sure. All right, well, that wraps up a productive November 14th. Alex and I got those 2 stands hung, and I really think that that's gonna be the spot that we get our shot at the Droptine. It's gonna take some all-day sits, and it's gonna take some luck for him to still be off his doe, but he's shown some consistency there in the last 3 weeks of going through that path, northwest winds. Friday is the day that I really think we got our opportunity. We got south winds until then. Confidence is high with the bow. Team's doing good, life is good. Hope you guys are having some great hunts of your own. And we'll see you guys next time we're in the woods.
With a new plan laid for the buck, my excitement for the upcoming wind shift is extremely high. The following morning, 338 miles to the south in the state of Kansas, Nolan Redeker is continuing a quest of his own.
Well, we're just breaking daylight here on the morning of November the 15th. Crazy to think we're halfway done already. I'm really excited for the back half. We got some good weather coming. I've got a lot of days to hunt, and got a good deer to chase, so that's the one I'm after this morning. I've been after the big 9. I've switched stands from the one I've set the past several times. I'm back to the original stand. He's been going by here, honestly, probably more regularly than the creek crossing, so definitely gonna be some bucks locked down with does right now. Been seeing a lot of hot does when I've been on rides and stuff like that. I know you guys been seeing a lot of bucks locked down with does, so hoping to catch in between does. It's about 45 degrees, a little warm, but these are the last couple days, and then it's gonna really cool off here, so we're gonna see what happens here this morning. Shaking. There he was. He literally came from directly downwind. Like, I don't understand why he would come from where he came from, but he doesn't have a doe. I'm gonna let him work off a little ways and give him a rattle. Hopefully he'll come back. I'm guessing my thermals are helping me out, which is why he couldn't smell me, but hopefully we can get him. Well, guys, it's about 10 o'clock. I think I'm gonna wrap things up here this morning. Got back to work for just a couple days, and then I get to hunt the backstretch in November for about 2 weeks, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this deer, to chase him in here. It's getting good, getting a lot of encounters, and man, I think it's just a matter of time before he slips up. If I had to guess, I would say the bucks are pretty locked down right now, and the ones that aren't are looking hard until they can find one. So If I had to guess, I would have guessed that 9-point found a doe somewhere in that bedding area, and that's why he never came out. This little 10-acre piece, it's right in his home range. He comes right through here, gotta be dang near every day. So, gotta keep after him. I think it's just a matter of time before we can catch up with him.
The following morning, back in the state of Iowa, longtime team member Matt Dykstra is venturing to a nearby piece of public land. So far, his season has been dedicated to one buck. With one close call tallied a few days prior, Matt decides to wait on the forecasted weather change to make his next move. Luckily, Iowa is home, and with no intention of wasting a day, Matt slips into a historically productive stand on a nearby piece of public land.
Here we go. It is November 16th. We're halfway through the month of November already. It's hard to believe. This morning I decided to come try something a little bit different. I know this is historically a pretty good spot. We were hunting a pretty good deer here last year, and unfortunately he ended up getting killed by another hunter. But you never know this time of the year. We're starting to get to that point of the rut where bucks are starting to break off of these does. There's less available every day, so they're starting to cover a lot more ground again. This time frame's been historically one of my better stretches of the season, so I'm gonna settle in here and hopefully I'll be in some action this morning.
Meh.
I can't believe it. I hadn't seen a deer all morning. That was pretty sweet. Wasn't really expecting a whole lot this morning, just with the weather not being that good, but it just goes to show you this time of the year you never know what can happen. I only saw one deer, but it was a good one, so I'm gonna go ahead and get everything packed up and then go meet my dad back at the truck. We'll go get our hands on him.
While Matt heads to meet his dad to take up the trail, that same morning, another father-son duo is also in the woods. Set up in southern Illinois, team members Chad and Kason Holmes are continuing to hunt their location.
All right, day 13. Kason and I come in here and got in these lock holes I hung back in August. And basically what it is, it's a bottom, a hardwood bottom. Buck's been chasing does. Does been running for their lives. They'll probably come down here and get a little drink of water. It's a pretty secure place. I think they feel comfortable moving in and out of here. I think the lockdown is still going on. It's been slow yesterday, a little slow this morning, so hopefully things will start to pick back up this afternoon. It's about getting close to 10 o'clock. It's been pretty much MIA for the bucks. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to climb down and regroup and try another spot this afternoon, see what happens. But we'll pick back up with you guys then once we get settled. Just freaking had the most crazy experience ever. So, I don't even know what to do. As you can tell, we're on the ground. Kason and I had packed up, beginning to walk out. Like we done walked probably 10 yards. And Kason was like, here comes 3 bucks on the doe. And so we just got on our knees and hit the dirt. And that 7-point come running up here and basically just stopped at like 15 yards. And Kason was able to get the camera out and got on him. And I just smoked that joker. Of course, he got over the hill there, but he couldn't been, he can't be too far. Couldn't be more pumped about this deer. It was an exciting hunt this morning, man. Kason and I will never forget this as long as we can, as long as we live. It's gonna be something that we're gonna talk about a long time. And, this time of the year, literally within seconds, it can all change. And, it changed for us today. So I'm stoked. I gotta get a tag, call in and get a tag on this deer, and we're gonna get him packed up and get him out of here, and we'll go from there.
While Chad and Kason enjoy what Chasing November is all about, back in Iowa, Matt and Warren Dykstra are heading in to do the same.
Here we are behind this beautiful Iowa public land 8-point. This morning I decided to kind of mix things up a little bit. We've been hunting the main farm. Been hunting it pretty hard the last few days, hunting for that buck that we call Hank. With this cold front that we got that's supposed to come through tomorrow and really start dropping the temperatures down, I decided to go ahead and let that rest. I decided to come to this piece of public ground that we've been hunting the last couple years. That just goes to show this time of the year anything can happen. The weather can be hot, might not be getting pictures of the mature buck you're after on camera, but you know, even with that, you never know what can happen. I don't have any pictures of this buck. We just came through cruising looking for a doe. This time of the year, you just gotta be in a tree. Ended up being a great hunt this morning, and I couldn't be more happy to wrap my tag around this buck.
Well, it's a heck of a way to start out the day. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Casey's coming down as well. Pretty eager to see it come together.
All right, well, both of these stands are hung. Feels good, great spot. We'll come right in off this hill and hopefully kill this Droptine next week.
This little 10-acre piece, it's right in his home range. He comes right through here, gotta be dang near every day. So, gotta keep after him. I think it's just a matter of time before we can catch up with him.
Case and I will never forget this as long as we can, you know, as long as we live. It's going to be something that we're going to talk about a long time.
That just goes to show this time of the year anything can happen. The weather can be hot. We just came through cruising looking for a doe. This time of the year, you just got to be in a tree.
The heat wave endured the past few days has surprisingly delivered a string of hunts that prove you just never know what might unfold when setting out for the stand. A chaos-driven ride, both Matt and Chad's race to finally punching a tag reminded us that it's not only about the buck or the hunt, but rather who gets to share in the long-awaited milestone. Advancing forward, the predicted weather front slated to grace the Midwest is exactly what is needed as we find ourselves in the heart of the month navigating the persisting rut. Frenzy or ghost town, for now at least, many of us still have a buck to hunt, and we will be there searching for an opportunity to materialize in front of our stands. After all, we've waited all year for this, and in a flash, the outcome of the entire season can completely change. This is enough for us as we proceed chasing November.